Well, here we are at the very beginning of Old Man Gasbagging. Now, I'm an old man and I'm going to be gasbagging. I hope that what transpires over the coming days, weeks, months, and years on this channel will be entertaining to you, and that you will come back time and time again to hear what I have to say about a range of subjects. They can be about anything. There are thousands and thousands of topics that we will talk about over time. I'll give you my point of view. Some of the views that I have you won't like. You will absolutely find distasteful. Others you will warm to with the greatest of joy and comfort. I'll be here with my coffee or a glass of fine red wine. I'm not a white wine drinker. I'm sorry for those of you who do drink white wine, but red wine it is. And it could also be water, sparkling water, to be sure. And I hope that what I have to say, which will be in short 10-minute segments, no longer initially, because there's nothing worse than tuning in and listening to someone blabbing on for far too long. Short, sharp, sweet, and tasty little morsels of audio bliss is what you're looking for. And as I sip away here on what is my first contribution to this channel, and just by way of introduction, my name is Old Man Gasbagging. You might think, what the hell is that all about? Why hasn't he got a name? Well, I do have a name, but I'm not giving it to you. All right? At the moment. Over time, you may learn what my name is. And but I think Old Man Gasbagging, OMG, is most suitable. And I hope that it does bring you more than a modicum of joy over time, and that you just give me ideas of what you want me to talk about. Otherwise, I'll just let loose and give it to you straight down the line. So at the moment, here I am in my kitchen. I live in that deep south country known as New Zealand. Some call it Aotearoa. You can choose whichever one you like. But this is where I am, in a moderate sort of climate in the city of Christchurch, in the South Island of New Zealand. Many of you will know it. If you're Americans, you might not know anything outside your own city or your own country. I get so many things on Facebook with these characters interviewing people stopped in the street, asking them the simplest of questions. What's the capital of Great Britain? What country is Paris in? What's the country bordering the north of the USA? And the answers are absolutely flabbergastingly, astonishingly bizarre. People come up with the most unheard of nonsense, as if they have never stepped inside a classroom in their lives. They've never had an education. They have never, ever been treated to anything that is designed to enhance their intellect. So what's that all about? I don't know. But look, see this as a form of education. I'll be talking to you about my country. I'll be filming in different locations. There'll be times when you will be treated to the most beautiful scenery that you have ever encountered on a screen. You will see raging, crystal clear water rivers, magnificent snow-capped mountains, deep blue seas, whales, seals, dolphins, God knows what. Even human beings will feature in some of them. I will have guest appearances put on by various individuals some boring as hell, others incredibly interesting, and many in between. So it's up to you how you take all that on board, whether you find that interesting or not. I hope you do find everything that I have to say and what I do on this channel to be interesting, because I want you to subscribe. Isn't that what it's all about? People subscribe to these channels. They follow and they subscribe because they want to hear what the person is going to do next, what they're going to come up with. Now, this first presentation may seem to you to be a rambling load of bollocks or nonsense. It may not in any way, shape or form compete with batshit bonkers Britain, the lovely Katie. It may not in any way come close to being as intellectual as Tom Reed Wilson, with his word of the day, which is incredibly entertaining. Look it up, follow, really good. It may not be as foul-mouthed as the foul-mouthed old swine in Australia, whose every second word starts with a C. And if you want some light, filthy entertainment, he's the one to tune into. And sometimes we all need distractions of some sort to get us out of the rut we're in, if we are in one, and to just lift us to greater heights, or sink us down to greater depths, plumb the depths of depravity, one might say. There are so many others, so many wonderful channels that exist, and they pop up on Facebook, they pop up on Instagram, they're on YouTube, and it's a wonderful world that we have all of these different things to choose from, and we can find things to our own taste. Sometimes people want the mundane. Sometimes people want the outrageous. Sometimes people want to be outraged. Sometimes people want political comment. Sometimes people just want to put the boot into a sector of society, or put the boot into a nationality or a group of people that they're offended by. Well, all of those things will probably happen on this channel, but we'll have to wait and see. This is definitely a work in progress, and it will change as each day and week goes by. It's a learning process for me, and maybe it'll be a learning process for you too. But this will be an honestly presented channel, if that's the correct term. I suppose it is. Honestly presented weekly contribution to the world that we live in. And, you'll get to see wonderful sights like my kitchen in the background here, my little old country kitchen. See all the knives there, see all the pots up there. You'll have a look around over time, and we'll talk about whatever happens to crop up. And I hope that you will be entertained. And if there is a chance for any feedback, don't hesitate to give it to me. I may take no notice whatsoever in what you've got to say. But then again, if you're an interesting person and your words are strung together in a fashion that excites me or prompts me to respond, then all the better for it. Well, black coffee, espresso to be precise, nothing like it to get the hairs on your head standing on end, and to get the blood coursing through your veins, the brain working. And when you get to my age, many of you will be thinking, now, how old is this old git? Well, that may remain a secret for a little bit of time, but you're welcome to send in your suggestions as to how old I am. Some might suggest I'm pushing 90. Others might say, what a youthful-looking individual. He can't be a day older, over 55. So whatever you have to say, I don't care. But it will be fascinating for all of us to hear what you have to say nonetheless. So, on that note, we've hit about 10 minutes, and I think that's enough rambling and gas-bagging from this old man for the first of the series of, well, are they podcasts? What is a podcast? I don't know. We'll have to look that up and check it out. It's sort of like a podcast, but I'm not pushing a particular agenda, or I don't have a specific theme that... so maybe it's not a podcast as such. It's just an old man gas-bagging. So let's leave it at that. And look, do follow, do subscribe. This is number 1. Before we know it, we'll hit 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000. I want you along for the journey. I'm not necessarily going to take any notice of what you say by way of response, but I'd love to think that you are tuning in to hear what has to be said. Talk soon.